What's up YouTube, it's Smashing Heroes. Well, this video that I'm going to create today is for my PvP loadout. I got a bunch of my friends asking me what my loadouts are for PvE and PvP, but this video is going to be for PvP. And I already got a bunch of in-game footage already posted, but this is going to be the breakdown of the actual loadout itself to help people, as well as for all the haters who have trouble beating me, which is very rare that I get beat, but when I do, it's very rare. But at the same time, I want you to focus and study this like you're studying for like your high school football when you watch, like your rival schools football clips and you're trying to learn their strategies, their plays and things like that. I'm going to give you my full breakdown of my loadout, how I do it, what I do. That way you can have a better chance of beating me. So that's just for the haters. So we'll do a breakdown of my loadout right now. So the powers that I have in the assault tree, I'm going to have light claws, ram, minigun, chompers, fan purchased. Support tree, we're going to have boxing, entrap, recharge, hand clap, inspiration. Going to have triage and light barrier. Alright, iconic powers. I have a hard light shield and both of the weapons expert and tactical genius. So we got those purchased. Alright, so my loadout, this is basically what it's going to consist of from left to right. So light barrier, triage, chompers, inspiration, hard light shield, light claws. Alright. So basically, like from I use a two-handed. So the two-handed is my favorite PvP weapon of all time. And you'll basically see why when you watch the in-game footage on how much I slaughter people and how I do it. But basically, what I do is before I jump into, let's say, the match itself, depending on the opponent that I'm fighting, it'll depend on what I pop when I go out, depending if I need additional heals, if I have a healer with me. Trolls really don't matter with this loadout because it's pretty dumbed down to the basics of saving a lot of power. But just to show you basically the combo I use with my weapon. So basically I go in with the with the typical 3-hit flurry shot, and I go straight into light claws, and then I'll go into the flail. When the flail itself, and then you can go into boxing gloves. I mean, you can finish it just like that. If you get a good juggle on them, you'll be able to finish the full thing. As you can see in the video, I get an entire loadout, including going into a new weapon mastery. You'll see that in some of my videos. But let's say we're going to go into the target. We're going to throw out chompers and inspiration. Chompers is going to apply your PI, which is your power interaction, which enables your light claws to do more damage. So there's a 12,000 right there. So it's going to enable you to do quite a bit of damage. When I go out there and I pop these to go out there, I'll normally jump out there, get him a good hit. If I can get this weapon mastery off perfect, then I'll go straight into, straight into the flail. If I can't get it in, so let's say there's a guy that's really far away, I'll lunge him and then go straight into the light claws, and then just go straight into the flail. Man, if you see me use the flail, there's a 10,000, there's a 6,000, 5,000. You can see before I finish, that dude is dead. Before I even get through that dude's dead. If he's got a healer, it might take a little bit extra to take him down. So typically, let's say he's blocking. I'll hit him with a quick triangle. That way it breaks his block and then goes straight into that bad boy. Alright. So triage, that heals you. So when you take damage, that's healing you over time. That's one of my favorites. So when I pop those, I'll pop a bunch of these, and then I'll go through and I'll hit a couple times, and if I get a weapon mastery off, perfect, then I'll go straight into light claws. Boom, and you start just taking chunks of their life off. You just take chunks and chunks and chunks of life off. I love hard light. To do that combo, basically you have to engage the light claws, right? So once you engage your light claws, you hold square to do that flip. Alright? Now after you do the flip, you hold square again, and it'll get you going. So you have to hold square. So hold square, hold square, up, hold square, and then tap square. Tap square to do the flails. when you get to that last mega smash on the flail, when you hit straight down with it, you have to hold square to go to the boxing gloves. So it's after the third hit. Once he slams down, you have to hold square to go into the boxing gloves, and just keep tapping square to swing the boxing gloves. But after the third hit on the boxing gloves, I like going straight back into the weapon mastery, just like this. Alright, so here's a couple tips also when you're PvPing. So let's say we got two opponents here, right? I like starting my combo on one guy, switching to the other guy, and then flurry shotting. See how I whiffed it? Because typically after two hits, the guy's going to want to block. So when you switch, you can either hit that guy if he's blocking like that, and then go light claws on him. Or you can just lunge in 1, 2, switch targets, weapon mastery, and then finish him. And then you can even switch targets. See how I switch back like that? And then come back and get into the light claws. Like, you have to bounce between people. Because if you fight the same guy over and over, so let's say I get going, 2, typically everybody knows you're going to do that third hit. Everybody knows that. They're going to be blocking. So let's say I do that 1, 2, I'll hit him with a triangle and then go straight into light claws. So he's knocked down. I'll hit him twice, and I'll switch targets. And I'll go straight into weapon mastery on this dude. I'll switch back and hit this guy with the weapon mastery, and then go into light claws. And by the time I'm done with that, that dude is dead on that hit right there. Before I even get to my second hit, homeboy is dead. And this dude is pretty much dead as well. If not dead already, but by the time I hit him with the flurry and lunged at him, it'd be a done deal. Now, I really want you guys to focus on my PvP videos that I post. Look at my in-game play footage. Look at how I'm jumping back and forth between people. Basically what's happening is, once I'm fighting this guy here, what do you think this guy back here is doing behind me? He's triangling me. So by the time I hit this guy once, twice, and I switch, you know, you're getting him hit. You're hitting him. Or you can lunge him and then do a second one and whiff it like that in case that guy blocks. So if I hit this guy once and switch targets, and I always weapon mastery backwards. I never weapon master the current guy. Sometimes, very rare, because once I lunge at this guy, I can always come back and finish this dude off. You know what I mean? And sometimes I'll triangle this guy and then come back. Like, there's so many different possibilities you can do to just totally annihilate people, and they won't even know what is going on. So each time that you actually get a knockdown, let's say you're block breaking somebody, or they're triangling you and you lunge them and you knock them down, you gain weapon immunities. That means you gain weapon immunity for at least a second to a second and a half. If you swing another move, or if you pop a power, then immunity, it's null and void. So you can't get another immunity off this guy. That's why I switch targets, to gain another immunity off this guy. Like, you'll see all the videos that I post that you'd be like, man, how are you not dying? Well, I got triage going most of the time. Sometimes I don't need it, so I don't pop it to waste my power. I like keeping my power bar consistent. That way, if I need to throw chompers and inspiration back out, I got power. I only pop inspiration and chompers. So basically, when I'll pop it, I'll pop, triage. I'll pop chompers, inspiration, and when I lunge in, I'll hit him a couple times. Let's say I get knocked down right there. I'll pop my hard light shield, which is an immunity. I'll stand right back up, and I'll go straight into light claws on homeboy. So I'm already got an immunity on me from the hard light shield. You feel me? I mean, it's kind of hard to swallow how I'm talking. You're like, that's not how it works. I can prove it works over and over and over again with all the videos I'm going to post. I'm actually going to post a whole bunch of PvP videos where you can be like, yeah, it does work, because I prove it works. I go 12-0, 20-0, 30-0, 30-2, 30-4 sometimes, just depending on, if I mess up, or, I'm telling you guys, like, if you just follow what I do, just study it. Even for the haters, study it so you can try to beat me. Like, I'd like to get beat down, There's been a couple guys that are, that gave me kind of a challenge. Some fire guys, man, they can take some hits, but, I'll still mow through them. I'm smashing heroes, man. That's what I do. I represent my name for sure. We can jump in the inventory. I'm full vengeful, full expert modded. So I got all precision 6 expert mods in there. And that's